Hello, hello, my name is Brain. Today we have 10 Salesforce questions and answers taken directly from Salesforce pretest to help you pass your Salesforce Certified Admin test. Ursa Major Solar is looking into backup methods. Which of the small and large data backup methods are available in native Salesforce? A mass export wizard, weekly data export service, and data loader exports. Data loader exports, mass exports, and weekly data export service. Data loader exports, report exports, and weekly data export service. Report exports, data exports, and weekly data export service. So all of these sound very, very similar. So let's go through the first one and see if it is correct or incorrect. A mass export wizard, a weekly data export service, and data loader exports. So we know this one is incorrect because mass exports is not available. It's not a thing. It's to trip you up. And B has mass exports in it as well, so that one is out. So the last two things we have is C and D. So let's see what C has to offer. Data loader exports, that's a thing. Report exports, that's a thing. Weekly data export service, that's totally a thing. So this is a good contender. D, we have report exports, dashboard exports, and weekly data export service. So export reports are a thing, and data export service is a thing, but dashboard exports, not a thing. So I'm going with C, data loader exports, report exports, and weekly data export service. Let's see if we are correct. And we are. Universal Containers wants internal support requests to be directed to any IT representative. They want external support requests to be directed to customer support representatives based on the contact's location. What should the system administrator do to set this up? A, an automated notifications in groups. B, territory management in teams. C, auto response rules and profiles. D, assignment rules and queues. So let's go through these and see why this will work and what this won't. So what the question is asking is they want two different places to put these inquiries. So we know that two different places is kind of queues, right? So queues is a good one. So let's go through these and see why they work or don't work. Automated notifications in groups. So this is not going to work because what would that be doing? Right? It wouldn't be doing anything. It wouldn't be sending these requests anywhere. Territory management in teams. So territory management in teams, they're trying to trick you up with the word teams because they want customer support groups. They're just trying to trick you up, but territory management in teams has to do with the sales process and the sales teams and their territory to help them and their structure. So that's not going to help at all because this is a customer service related issue. So auto response rules and profiles, assignment rules and support processes are what we're going to need because auto response rules is an email, right? We don't want an email. We want the request to go to the correct people. So assignment rules will send the request to the correct people, and queues will send the request to the correct people. So I'm going with D. And we are correct. What should the system administrator check when users are unable to find custom report types? This will actually come up all the time in your job. So add the new report type to the related objects. B, add a button for the new report type to the report builder. C, make sure the user profile includes the report type. D, make sure the new report type is deployed. So sometimes the easiest answer is the most correct, but let's go through these really fast and see why these are wrong. So add the new report type to the related object. You don't add report types to objects, you add objects to report types, right? And so the next one is add a button for the new report type in the report builder. That doesn't even make sense. I don't know why anyone would think that would be the answer, but it totally isn't. Make sure the user's profile includes the report type. So profiles don't control report types. That's not going to work. Make sure the new report type is deployed. It sounds so dumb, but it is so true. After you sit there and you make a report and you spend 25, 30 minutes, an hour and a half, you forget to deploy it. And that's most likely the case. So check that first. And that is correct. A system administrator enables case feed actions and feed items in support settings. With the appropriate profile permissions enabled, what will change? So here's the thing. This question has come up on every pretest I took. Just remember, if you change to the feed, everything changes to the feed. That's all you need to know. If you change something to feed, everything changes to feed. So B, it all changes to feed. CloudKix has a service console used by agents who take calls from customers and stores with questions about products. The CloudKix case process is complex and agents often make mistakes. To help, the administrator has created a screen flow that guides agents through the process. How should the administrator deploy the screen flow? So you're the admin, you make a screen flow to make things easier. How do you get it to the customer service reps, right? And that's what the question's asking with a lot of words. So your options are: launch the flow from the utility bar in the console, create a link that launches the screen flow, use code to launch the screen flow, use custom action that launches the screen flow. So let's think about these for a second and what would be the easiest or the one that actually makes sense. So launch the screen flow from the utility bar in the console. Of course, that's what you want to do. But let's look at the other ones. Create a link that launches the screen flow. Why would you do that when you can just put it in the utility bar, right? Use the code to launch the screen flow. The beautiful thing about Salesforce is you don't need to code. It's like drag and drop code, and especially when you are making screen flows. So that one is totally out. Use a custom action that launches the screen flow. I suppose if you really wanted to, you could take a million steps to do that, but that actually that wouldn't work. So I'm going with launch the screen flow from the utility bar in the console, and that is correct. Ursa Major Solar needs a case to be automatically created. Which 3 features can administrator use to accomplish this goal? Choose 3. SMS to case, process builder, email to case, web to case, Lightning for Outlook. So let's break these down. So SMS to case. So that SMS, I don't even know what that stands for, but it means text messages, right? So that at this point in time, Salesforce doesn't have anything that you could do without a bunch of additional coding or buying an app from the App Exchange. So I'm going to go with no. So Process Builder is a process to create records automatically with Process Builder. So yeah, email to case, that is a native thing in Salesforce. You just have to implement it. So you set up the web to case, email to case automatically captures it. So the next one is web to case. So that will capture it as well. And the last thing is Lightning for Outlook. First of all, Lightning for Outlook wouldn't help much of anything. And Lightning for Outlook is to get your Lightning calendar on Outlook. So that is just to trip you up because it's an internet thing. So it's not going to be text because it doesn't work that way. But Process Builder, email to case, and web to case. Let's see if we're right. And we are. Where does an administrator control field level security for users? Oh my gosh, there are so many questions about field level security worded a million different ways on these pretests, but this is the most basic one. So this is the one I want you to remember, okay? So profile is correct. Profiles allow admins to grant field level access and access to the profile by bypassing rules and org-wide default settings and sharings. Profile, okay? Sharing rules is incorrect because it can control object level access. Role is incorrect because role is based sharing controls object level access as well. And users is incorrect because when you set up a user, you do not configure field level security or access. So it is in the profile for field level security. Just remember that profile is field level security. Okay, that most likely will be on your test. It was on pretty much every single pretest I took. The support group at Ursa Major Solar has the following requirements. Agents need to capture different information for product support and inquiry cases. The life cycle for inquiry cases should have fewer steps than the life cycle for product support cases. Which 3 features should an administrator use to meet the requirements? Choose 3. field level security, page layouts, permission sets, support processes, record types. So all of these words are very common. Let's see which one will help with our objective for this customer service agents we have going. So field level security. I know we just talked about field level security, but for some reason it's not the answer in this one, and here's the reason why. Because field level security controls access to each field on the field level, not on the object level. Okay? So page layouts. Page layouts control the layout of the organization of buttons, fields, links, all of that stuff, and object record pages. The admin is able to use page layouts to customize content for the record pages. And so one of the things was fewer steps for the life cycle. So page layouts will help with that. What's the next one we have? Permission sets. Permission sets do not specify page layout assignments, which are tied to record types, and ultimately will control the fields with pick list options and the user sees. So that one, no. The support process is correct because this is a support process thing, right? So the support process is correct. By creating a support process, it is associated with the record type based on the record type chosen when creating the record. So the product support or inquiry in this example. The support process associated is determined by the status field pick list on the case object. So that's correct. Record types. So record types will determine which page layouts and pick list values users have access to. So you need to create two. So see if we're right with page layouts, support process, and record types. And we are. The company you work for recently purchased 15 new Salesforce licenses. How many users can you create at the same time on the Add Multiple Users page? Okay, so first one is an unlimited number of users, a maximum of 5 users, a maximum of 15 users, a maximum of 10 users. So the only way to do this one is just know it. You have to just know that it is 10. So there's no explanation. I don't have anything interesting to say about this. You just have to know that it is 10. Ursa Major Solar utilizes accounts in its sales process. However, not all users can access them. New users require read access to accounts. Additionally, 4 new users require edit access. What should administrators do to configure access for the new users? So this one has a lot of words, but here is what we need to know. There's new people starting. Some of them need read only and some of them need edit, okay? So let's see how we can break this down. The best thing is to just take the question and break it down to the simplest parts. New users, some need edit and some need read only. So the first thing we have, configure sharing rule for account, view access and other sharing rules for edit access to specific users. B, configure permission sets to grant account edit access to specific users and modify the standard user profile. C, configure a profile to grant access, view access, and permission set to grant account edit access to specific users. Configure a profile to grant account edit access and permission set to restrict read access to specific users. That was a lot to say. So let's break down the first one. All right, so this is incorrect because permission set is a collection of settings and permissions that give users access to various tools and functions. Permission sets are extra and they extend users' function and access without changing their profile. So that one is out. Let's see. The next one is configure permission sets to grant account edit access to specific users and modify the standard user profile. So let's think about this one for a second. Again, with the permission sets, it's again a collection of settings and permissions that gives users access to tools and functions. Permission sets extend things without changing their profiles. So that's not going to be correct. All right, so configure a profile to grant account view access and permission sets to grant account edit access. Remember, permission sets let you change things and access the tools. So that would be correct. The permission set is going to work in this case. So D, we have configure a profile to grant account, edit access, and permission sets to restrict access. So again, permission sets don't restrict access, they give access. So C is going to be correct. Okay, wow, so that was 10 questions and answers and how I got the answers. Again, those questions were taken directly from Salesforce pretests. I want you to remember, don't remember just the question and the answer, but how we got there. Maybe my method is a little strange of how we got there, but make it your own, and good luck on your test.